Yes, good morning everyone. Welcome to a new webinar from me and Danik. This is a new webinar series, Trengo Tips. And welcome. My name is Onno, here at Trengo for already a year and a half. And next to me, a new face with the webinars, Danik.
Yeah, my name is Danique, and I've actually been with Trengo for a year exactly on this day. My first webinar, so really excited about it, and let's see that we can bring you all the information you need.
Yeah, so like I said, Trengo Tips, it's kind of a new series where we want to highlight some of the features from Trengo. And today we're going to talk about, as you know already, about the website widget. Some of you probably are familiar with the website widget. It's the widget you put on your website. And it's more than just a website chat, right? So we're getting a lot of questions as well in the support team. So we thought, okay, let's highlight all the things about the website widget to make sure you get the most out of it. So in this session, we're going to talk about a few challenges we're seeing from our customers, among our customers within our team, and then later on every topic or on every challenge we have, we're going to give you 2 or 3 tips to make sure, you are ready to use it in the best and efficient way as you can. And at the end, we will summarize it everything back together, and there will be also an opportunity for some questions if you have them. There's also a chat in the webinar you're seeing right now, so please feel free to introduce yourself, tell where you're from. We're happy to meet you, but know that you can leave any questions there, and we'll come back to that in the end.
Yes.
Yeah, let's go into it.
Let's start. Yeah, we have 4 challenges that we want to discuss with you for today. They are all related to the website widget, of course, and we're going to start off with personalization. You have your website widget on your website and you wanted to breathe your tone of voice. So you want certain colors, certain text, all of that, and that's all possible in Trengo. So Onno is going to talk about how you do that and what you can actually set up according to your tone of voice. Then the next challenge is the availability. You can either be online or offline, of course, but there's a lot of opportunities in Trengo to show your customers and to let them know when you are available. And we're going to talk about that and the 2 main guidelines that we have for that. Next up then is generating traffic. The website widget on your website already helps you to get more people to interact with you, but there's also a few tools you can use to extra generate that traffic. Then last is customer details. When you're talking to a customer, it's nice and a must to know who they are, what their email address is, and stuff like that. And we're going to talk about how you can get that input into Trengo and where you can see it if you are in Trengo and helping your customer out.
Yeah, nice. So these are the 4 topics we're going to go. We're going to go through each of them, so no worries. If you have some challenges yourself, please put them in the chat as well. But we're going to start off with personalization. And we're going to give you tips on each topic, starting with personalization. Personalization, like Nick already said, it's going to be on your website. So you wanna integrate this widget on your website. You want to have the same color, the same tone of voice. And I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to do that. First, starting off with channels. Not every company has the same channel, and like I said in the beginning, it's not just a website chat. It's way more than that. And basically every channel in Trengo you can add to the website widget. Put some examples here. For example, even the help center, which you can create in Trengo, you can add it in the help in the website widget. You can add the WhatsApp channel. You can do email. Just gonna go to our little demo version where I can show you the different options you have. Like we have the website chat, for example, WhatsApp, which directly opens your WhatsApp app as soon as you're on your mobile phone. But even the voice channel you can use in the website widget. So you can even allow people to call you while they're on your website. There's no phone needed or no phone to be ringed. It's just clicking on the bell icon in the VoIP channel, which allows your customers to call you. And also email, SMS. Well, think about it, and you can add it on the website channel, on the website widget. So I think that's really nice. You can really create your own channels you want to work with. The second tip I want to give is your brand identity. Everybody has their own color scheme, their own branding, their own logo. Be aware that you can change quite a lot on that as well. Let me quickly show you how we can do that. You're just going to go to the website widgets as soon as you created one. And if you go into the settings, so like the top settings from the website widget, you can see a widget icon. And as you can see here, I added a customized photo, but you can basically add any photo you want there.
And also, you can use Jiffy, so you can also use pictures that are moving. So
Yeah.
that is sometimes also fun if you have such a GIF.
Yeah, engaging tracks the attention to the widget. And also, what's good to know, like we have this color now, like a little pinkish. You can also, change it to any color you would like. So if it changes to red, and if I would say I would reload the website, everything will be in red. Just a little explanation, like on the right side here, we have a little generator that shows the widget how it could be on your website, so you can see how it basically works. But yeah, that's how you customize your own brand, your own photos, your own color. And another thing is it's about translations. So think about translations in general, so the different languages from the customers you might have, but also your tone of voice. Like all the text you're having here in the widget, maybe you think, okay, this is not my way of how I would like to say this kind of sentences.
And perhaps you use like a lot of emojis, or or just a typical way of speaking to your customers. I mean, in Dutch we have jij and u, and in English it's all you. But you can choose to change your tone of voice, because everything that's in the website widget to start with is just standard. So you are free to change anything.
To change as you want. And that's under translation. So in translation, you can either as well add languages, which is basically based on your browser language. So as soon as you enter the website widget on a Dutch browser or an English browser, it determines the language you're going to see. But then all the written content in the widget available, you can find here. So you can look it up, compare it, and basically change it. Like for example, there's now Team Webinar, and if we would like say no, like I would like to have just webinar. I don't need people know that per team. You can change it here. So let me show you how it would look like then. Then it only says webinar. So in this way, you can customize it. You can put a lot of text or less text. I would advise to not put too much text. Like try to keep it simple and clean. So that's a bit about personalization, how to make the widget more part of your website instead of a widget that you put on your website. Like you want it to become a whole. That's personalization. Let's move to the next one.
Yes, and we're going to talk about availability. As I said earlier, we kind of have two main guidelines for availability, which is either your business hours or according to the availability of your agents. For this, I'm mostly going to talk about the website chat, as that is one of the channels that actually uses that availability to either be online or offline. I mean, WhatsApp and Facebook, you can reach out to, as a customer, reach out to a company at any given time. But for this availability, we're going to focus on the website chat. So first up is the business hours. It kind of speaks for itself, but if you want to use business hours in Trengo, you will first need to set up your business hours. And handy to know is that you can set up business hours for all your channels, but you can also say, hey, my WhatsApp business hours are different than my website chat channel. So you can just make two sets of business hours, connect them to the right channel, and then have your own unique set of business hours. And if you want to have the availability on your business hours, there's this handy. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, there we go. If you go to website chat, you will see here offline, outside business hours. And if you enable this, so simply by clicking it and updating the widget, the website chat will be unavailable for any customer. And as you are available, it will be a live chat. But if you're unavailable, it will actually show you a contact form, which you can see here. So it will state at the moment we are offline. That's because it's outside of your business hours, and a contact form will appear. If you are within your business hours, then of course a live chat option will appear to the customer. And then the other guideline that we have is to use show always is available. And this actually makes it that the website chat is always available. So customers can reach out to you at any given time. And according to the availability of your agents, it will show a different message. And I'll come back to that in a bit, as we're talking about it in our customer details as well. But yeah, so according to your availability, it will either say something along the lines of, thank you for your message, we'll look for an agent, or it will say something along the lines of, currently there's no agent available, we'll get back to you. And it's an easy way to also gather information from your customers, as it will always ask, like, hey, what's your email address? Please leave it so we either can come back to you or we'll put you through to an agent.
Yeah, no, I also love this feature because it allows you to not always be focused on the chat. The customers always know where they're up to if you turn this on.
Yeah.
I think that's a really nice one as well.
And again, the translations make it that you can change the standard line. So the standard line will be something along the lines of, thank you for a message, we'll reply to you as soon as possible. But with the translation part, you can go search up that line and adjust it to any way or any tone of voice that you have. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, perfect. Well, the next thing we're going to talk about is generating traffic. Well, obviously, you're going to put a website widget on your website, and you want people to interact with it, right? So you want people to see it at first. We just talked about the branding of it, but you also want to, get people's attention to actually interact with the website widget and come up with questions or fill in the forms. So that's what we're going to talk about now. The first tip I'm going to give is show online status. And this is also going to be the first Dutch sentence you guys are going to learn. Stel hier vraag, which means ask your question right here. Let me quickly show you this as well. Just need to be online again.
Yeah, if you...
Just gonna turn this off for a bit. So basically, what it is here is that now it's just a widget, right? So you want to give people the idea of, okay, I can do something with it with this widget. The thing you can do it here is show online status. If you turn this this on, you will see if I refresh it here.
Update it.
Oh, I need to save it first. Thanks, Nick. Great assistance. Still not.
I'll do this then. We're not available.
Oh, we're not available.
We are available
now. That's the one. So, of course, you want to make sure that the customer know that you're available. And like you said, like you just saw, we were not online yet. So an agent was not there available to pick up the chat. Now there is. So we are online. And that helps you to let the customer know, okay, hey, I'm here, please ask us a question. And from there you can open the widget and start the conversation. So that's one way to drag the attention to the widget. Another really good thing is greetings. It's a different feature in Trengo as well. This basically allows you to send a small message to trigger people's minds or trigger them. It could easily be like a promoting message, like, "Hey, if you want to have a little discount, chat with us," or something like that. I'm just going to show you how it works. You can do this under widget automation, and there you can set up greetings. So in this way, I already set up a greeting, and you can say, okay, you can say from what team it should come. You can have a little message in different languages as well. You can choose your audience. You can choose everyone, but you can also say, okay, I only want it if people are there for the second time or the third time. I only want to show it to people that are visiting on the first day. But there are a lot of conditions you can add here to make sure you target the right people. I'm going to remove this one for now, and I'm going to do it for everyone. Another thing that I really like is that you can also target it on specific pages. So if imagine if you have a page around a certain product, you can customize your greeting on that particular product.
So you have your checkout page, for example, which you can then trigger this specific greeting on to let people know, like, hey, you can get a discount today, or anything basically. Or if you have a support page, you can also like reach out to the customer, like, do you have any questions? There's a live chat here. come
Yeah.
talk to us or something
So I
like
think it's
that.
really nice if you have an idea of on what pages customers might be struggling. Could be on the payment page, could be on the more information page. You can target them on those pages, and also you can decide after how many seconds a greeting comes. So you can say 3 seconds, but you can also decide, okay, I only want it after 10 seconds to not be that pushy from the beginning. Then you can set a beginning and the end time, so you can also decide, okay, I want a certain greeting only during summer holidays, or a certain greeting during the holiday season, for example, to really customize it. And then you can basically save it. And if we would see on the right side, we'll find out that, okay, after 3 seconds, we get this little pop-up message saying like, hey, how can we help you? And from there, again, you can open the chat, and start chatting actually. So that's a great way to set up a greeting. Please note that there's a lot of articles about how to set up a greeting in our help center as well. We won't go too deep into this now. The third tip I want to give is it's really similar to greetings. It's also with the widget automation, but you can also trigger a flowbot or trigger a help center article inside of the greeting. It's basically the same. It works exactly the same. But if you add an automation, you can choose between a greeting, trigger a flowbot, or open a help center article. And in this way, you can open certain help center articles or open certain flowbots on a page of choice.
And for the flowbots, also handy to know that you can select the starting point of your flowbot. So it doesn't have to start from the beginning of the flowbot, but you can also like enter halfway through, so some information is already skipped because you don't need that. That's also handy to know for the flowbot automation.
Yeah. So yeah, that's about by generating traffic. So we're going to go to the next subject.
Yes, customer details. In Trengo, again, you have some options to gather customer details, which are in general 3 different options. You have the pre-chat form, show always is available, and the flowbot. First, we're going to talk about the pre-chat form. This is a feature that if a customer wants to chat with you on your website, they will first need to fill out a form. And this form is mandatory, so they cannot start a chat without filling in the information, but you can choose which information in there is mandatory. So for example, I will, oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. I will show you that if we go to the website widget and we turn it on. So we turn on the pre-chat form and we use for this example the text fields, and we are adding an extra field. So name and message is always standard and will be asked to any customer that opens up a chat. But you also have the option to add extra fields. So for this example, we've added the order number. And we've also said that the input of this information from the customer needs to be added into a custom field. And it will be a ticket custom field, which I will show you later. But for this example, we'll say order number. And we want it to be mandatory or required to fill in as well. So we simply hit required, and then we save and run it again. And you will see now that you need to fill in this information. So I'll go ahead and do that. My name is Danique, and my order number is 123456 or something along the lines. And it is a test message. So a message comes in. I'm starting a chat as a customer now, and you will see that my message is just a normal message. My name is filled in here, and if I slide down, you will see that the information I've given, my order number, is actually filled in as a custom field under tickets. So that's easy when you want to gather information beforehand. So you can already look up an order for a customer, for example. And there's also another option. So the pre-chat form lets you either create text fields, which you then can input with information that you need. But you can also give the customer the opportunity to already choose the apartment they want to come in contact with. So I'll show you right now how that looks. So we will enable this. So we will delete what we just had and we'll add a field. So we just used text field, but for now we'll use the department selector. it will say choose a department, and I will add an option. So for this example, I will say I want to come in contact with sales, and I will assign a team. And this is where it comes in handy. So what I've done now, I've given the customer the opportunity to choose which department they want to come in contact with, but I've also already said, hey, if they choose sales, I want the message, the chat, to also directly go to the sales team, which I will show you in a bit. I will say again, is a requirement to fill in. I will update the widget. Oh, and I will close my previous ticket. There we go. So what you will see now is, again, Danique is my name, and I want to come in contact with sales. And I have a test message. So I'll send it again to Trengo, and now you can see that you will get some information back from the department selector. There is still my message, my name is there, but also that this ticket is immediately assigned to the sales team, which can be handy if you have different departments, but it can also be handy if you have different stores, for example, and you want the customer to choose which one they want to come in contact with. So that's it for the pre-chat form. It's something that comes before starting a chat, and you can make fields mandatory or not. And the department selector might come in handy for specific situations.
Yeah, just to interrupt you for a bit, I saw there was also a question about a pre-chat form in combination with a greeting. The question is, how does it work with greeting if you have a chat form set up? Does it come after the chat form or before? The greeting will come before. So you have first this greeting, which drags your attention to interact with this widget. And if you open it up, then if you have the pre-chat turned on, this will, be turned on. And after that, there's a similar question about the chatbot. Yeah, same story. The greeting will show, and then whatever you have set up on the chat, if you open it, will happen.
Yeah, and again, to come back to the personalization part, you see here, fill out the form below and start a chat. If you, for example, have your greeting on and people are navigated from the greeting towards the pre-chat, you can always change this to be like, hey, before you start a chat with us, we want to gather some more information. You can personalize it, make it quick, make it short. Like you're, there's literally no limitations to what you can say to your customers to navigate them through your specific process better.
Yeah. Because I also saw a question from Bram up there. If you can delete some fields in the website widget, I think you were directing to the messages. At this point, it's not possible to actually delete the different translations. Also, because the translation also includes the little word like name or message. So it really also helps you to. It's also part of the website widget. So far, it's not possible to delete or add new fields because that would literally change the whole interface of the widget.
And from a technical point of view, that's not really possible. So you should always fill in something, as otherwise it will give you back the standard sentence that was there. Cool. Let's see. Yeah, next one up, show always is available, which we already talked about in a bit. But what I wanted to show you guys is that there is a difference. Like your chat is open 24/7, of course, but according to online or offline availability, it will show a different message. And we already discussed that. For example, here you see, thank you for your message, we'll reply to you as soon as possible. This is when you are actually open. And you will see that there is a text box underneath where I can fill in my email address, and this will be saved in your ticket. So what I want to do real quick is I go to the website widget and then go to my website chat. I will disable the pre-chat form, and I will put show always is available on, and I will update. And as we are online at the moment, we're available for chats. It should show the message. Thank you for your message. And so on. So we'll say hello. Ticket will come in. And as you can see here, it will say, thank you for your message, we'll get back to you. And as I've already tried out this chat, it will show my email address. But if I click on, hey, this is no longer my email, I can simply delete it. But I will add it again for testing purposes. So it's added. And when I go to the ticket, you will see my message and all the auto messages that I got back from changing my email address, but the email address will be filled in here. So it will actually be in the contact information straight away. So that's handy. So you can see it like immediately, and you have all your contact information in one spot.
Yeah, and it's also really nice if you think, okay, if there's a really busy day and you're not able to get back to your customers within 3 or 5 minutes, they always have the opportunity to leave their email address, so you can always come back on email. So I think that's also a great way of helping the customers to not let them wait too long. No?
And you can see here that I am actually still online right now, but if I would close this chat, I would go offline and this would turn red instead of green, and I can simply pick up the ticket and then write my message, and it will immediately be sent to the email address that's filled in there. So that's also really easy, and it will show a little line of your customers offline. The message will be sent to their email address.
Yeah.
So that's it for that. And then we have our last customer details, which is the Flowbot. And this is kind of the fun part, because you have a wide option in the Flowbot. You can ask your customer questions, you can navigate them through flows, but to gather customer details, it's a really handy tool, because you can simply say, hey, what's your name? And the customer will fill it out. This information is then saved in a field that you choose. So for example, this one, what's your name, will be filled into the contact information, which is this gray box. So if I ask my Flowbot, what's your name? And I say, my name is Danique, it will be filled in here, because I chose that this information is filled into contact name. Then again, another question is, what's your email address? I've given the answer, and this answer is filled into this contact email as I've chosen in the Flowbot. And then you can also have the question, which we already had in the pre-chat form, what's your order number? And I can save this in the ticket field or also in a contact field. And the difference between a ticket field and a contact field is quite interesting, because a ticket is when you start a conversation. So an order number can change every time you have a question. So for order number, I would say go for the type ticket, as it can be different every time you talk to a customer. But if there's specific information, for example, like a number or a customer number that they have, it would be better to save it in a contact field, as when the customer comes back again, the information will already be saved, so you can quickly navigate through that. And also handy to know, we are testing now with the website chat, but the Flowbot you can also use on WhatsApp, for example. So it's not only for the website chat, but also for
there's
Flowbot.
also a nice discussion going on in the chat. I really love that you guys are helping each other. But one person was missing. How do you save the name? And indeed, thanks, Viola. You can save the name. Like all the messages that come in plain, they come in as anonymously, because you don't know who you're talking to. But with this pre-chat form, but also with the Flowbot, you can ask for the name and automatically fill the name in there and create a contact as well. So I think that's like a really good way of saving the contact and the details.
And as for the fun part, because like saving all your customer details is of course really nice and handy to have beforehand. But what makes the Flowbot special with the other options is that with the Flowbot you can also set up some rules so that you can automate more processes. So for example, if I have my order number filled in here, I can set up rules accordingly to match and trigger all sorts of things. But that's a topic for another time, as automation and rules is like a really big part of Trengo. But if you have any questions around that or have a specific situation, you can always reach out to us at team@Trengo or start a chat with us. Tell us your situation and we'll think with you on how to best set up and which features you can use for your specific situation.
Yeah.
And that's
Nice. Yeah, that were the tips. We talked about a variety of things of the website widgets. We've talked about some challenges people might have in the first place. We talked about how you can drag the attention, create little nudges to let customers interact with your widget. And we just talked about how to save different customer details. We did answer already a few questions. I did saw some new ones coming in. And I already saw that you guys are helping out each other, so that's amazing. I saw the last question that came in just now from Thomas, asking if you can use the order number in order to use the integration with WooCommerce, I think. So far, the integration work like that we are sending a request to the integration, so in this case WooCommerce, and that's based on the email address. So as soon as you make sure you are saving the email address, if it is with the pre-chat form we just talked about, or with the pre-chat
show us
available,
yeah.
sorry, or if it is the Flowbot, that's the best way to make sure you are linking the integration as good as possible. But other than that, I think we already answered most of the questions. So I think that's really nice. I think I saw one question as well about if you can redirect to other customer channels. I have not sure something is available. So I think, well, you can redirect to different customer channels. I'm not sure if this is the question, if you mean it, but like if you are connecting the different communication channels, if I would click on open Facebook, it will literally take me to the app on my phone. If the same with WhatsApp, if I open this, it will literally take me to the other app. So it redirects me to the other app. If you really would like to link to maybe a different page or something else which is not in Trengo, like if I think on top of my head you could use auto reply maybe, or maybe in the Flowbot different steps where you link to certain pages, which might not be in Trengo itself. But if you want to have more tips and tricks or you're struggling with something, please reach out to us. But most questions we answered. I think let's see. Yeah, we answered most of the questions that came in so far, and please also be aware that I think that's the next slide. We're trying the best to help you out. These are the different resources we have for you. We have trengo.com/resources, where literally is all the given content we create. So that will also be this webinar at some point, but also our white papers, our videos. So have a look there to find everything. Also our help center. Great way to get to know the product and help you out. This is like the Trengo Bible, I would say.
Yeah, and also we talked about the greetings and how you can set like certain greetings to specific audience. If you go to the help center and you type in greetings, you will find an article which states everything you need to know about it. So it's definitely worth checking out, and you can toggle between the different topics. So you can say, for example, I want information about voice, and then you will see all those articles. But of course, you can also just type in what you want to know, and it will give you some hits on articles that you can read.
Yeah. And last but not least is our YouTube channel. Of course, we also have a YouTube channel where we share also this kind of content, but also little videos, but also our new product. We recently launched Trengo Analytics. There's an awesome video about that as well. And we will keep, also customer stories we're having there, like little stories. So please check it out.
And of course, you can always reach out to us as well, as we are also a resource, or so to say. But I think that's it from our side.
Yeah, I think so as well. So please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you very much. Like we are trying to, we're going to do this every month. We're going to give you a next subject next time. So if you have an idea or ideas or topics you really you would like us to cover, please shoot them in the chat as well. And thanks for joining.
Thanks for joining.
And see you in the next one.